everyone. Welcome back to Sin City Crypto Live. My name is David. I'll be one of your co-hosts. And today, like every day, we're coming at you live from our beautiful studio here in Las Vegas, Nevada. On the docket today, we are talking about Bitcoin. What's going to come first? 25K, 35K? What does the road to 35K look like? We're going to discuss that with our guest, AJ from BitBoy Crypto. Also, we're going to discuss Michael Saylor pulled the trigger on another $350 million Bitcoin purchase. But the price didn't really move. Why? We'll discuss that and much, much more. But first, here is your other co-host. His name is Robin.
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we're an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where, unlike the other channels that give you that stale, boring, and mundane information, we give you the juice here. And we package it up in a fun and sexy way. And also, we take a look at Bitcoin. Has it moved?
Has not moved.
Are we at 2 weeks now? We're at 30K?
I don't think so.
But, you know, I am the man in control of the thumbnails. I'm a man in control of the graphic arts for this channel. And if you saw today's thumbnail, it says 35,000.
Wow.
And there's a reason behind that. I have zero analytical data to back it up, but I just have a feeling that's where it's going. And I'm telling you, your boy is also dubbed Robstradamus. So I'm just going to leave it at that.
Speaking of leaving it at that, that's a terrible segue, but we do want to give a thank you to channel sponsor Cam's Blue Wire Technology. If you run a business and you use internet, which I know you do, and you have issues or you want to maximize your capabilities.
Is there any businesses that don't use internet?
Let me get through my spot.
Like a lemonade stand? Like,
Let me get through my spot.
Okay, go ahead.
If you're using internet,
Post office didn't have that.
you want to maximize your network and your IT, and you need some help. You're gonna want to call Blue Wire Tech, Cam's Blue Wire Tech, or visit BlueWireTech.com. They'll walk you through everything so you can focus on making money for your business. You can use the link in the description of this video, or go to BlueWireTech.com. So big thank you to them. Also, big thank you to Joe Biden for continuing to give us great content, which is exactly where we're going to start. So, President Biden was asked, to what extent has Vladimir Putin been weakened by recent events? Well, the answer might shock you. Take a trip down memory lane.
To what extent has Vladimir Putin been weakened by recent events? It's hard to tell, but he's clearly losing the war in Iraq. He's losing the war at home. And he has become a bit of a pariah around the world. And it's not just NATO. It's not just the European Union. It's Japan. It's 40 nations. To what extent?
Is Russia at war with Iraq?
I guess it's a new development. Breaking news. The President of the United States. So I'm just curious, like none of the reporters ever push back and say.
Thing is we're a crypto channel and we continuously play these big fumble rooskies on words from the president. But you might say like, well, what does this got to do with crypto? Well, it has everything to do with crypto. Because we are the financial superpower of the world, right? We have the world reserve currency. And, well, the leader of that world currency can't even identify the countries on a map. You know, I have kids. They're pretty good at figuring out where the states are, the countries, and the president, who is in charge of international affairs, doesn't even know who's at war with who.
Speaking of in charge, my man Crypto Billy in charge, dropping a $100 super chat. Damn.
Yeah,
Let's get this party started, boys. Givers gain 100%, man. Billy, we love you. You know we love you. And we don't love you for your money. We do love when you give us money, but we don't just love you for your money. All jokes aside, Billy.
You sound like my ex-wife, bro.
Guys, thank you for all your support. To all of you that support this channel by whether helping us,
except for my ex-wife now doesn't say she loves me more.
Whether you help
us, she still says she loves my money. So that's
whether you help us with funds or whether you help us by watching and sharing our stream, we appreciate all of you.
Real quick though, I do want to take a very quick intermission and ask you, why the hell didn't you smash that like button? We are at less than 50% like ratio. That means 1 out of every 2 viewers here does not like me.
Amazing math.
It's like those dentist commercials, 9 out of 10 dentists. Yeah,
we're
not even at a 1 out of 2.
Not only was Robin Homecoming King, he was a math savant.
I was Homecoming King, guys. If you did not know,
we know. Trust me, we know. We know.
7-7.
One of my greatest achievements.
Now, I do want to share another funny clip here that I found out. This is my friend here, and by my friend, I mean I have no clue who this is. And so he's going, oh, and we're going. How do you not see that, bro? How do you not see that? Also, I don't know why I thought this was so funny. Someone said, what does this thing mean? You know, this thing that circulates air in the car. And someone said, if you crash your car, you press that and it will undo the accident. Yeah,
pretty bad.
I tell you, this is so funny. All right. And then, guys, this is actually happening. Elon Musk is going to fight Mark Zuckerberg. Elon is training with Lex Friedman. Lex Friedman, I believe, is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Robin, am I right?
He is. I will just say this. The man is the richest person on the planet. He could hire anybody. Like,
Why'd you go to Lex Friedman?
I'm not saying Lex Friedman isn't qualified, but I'm sure that if you were training for UFC, you wouldn't call Lex Friedman, right? That's
Well,
where
maybe they just got done doing maybe they just got done
if you're
doing a
going
podcast.
into the octagon, at least get the
Steven Seagal?
get the best
Steven Seagal.
Yeah, maybe JCVD, bro. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
Bro, that's my hero.
Yeah, we know.
He's the only person who can do splits in straight tight jeans, man. It's amazing. It defies the laws of physics.
Wow, interesting. That's what you hang your hat on.
Yeah.
I do want to give a shout out to my ninja who gave us a 99-cent super chat. God, thank you so much. $100, $1. We don't care. We appreciate all the support. So thank you guys so much.
We love the big caps and small caps here.
Big cap, small cap. Speaking of caps, who's not capping? That's Michael Saylor. Another 12,333 Bitcoin was just acquired for $347 million. This dude now controls 0.17. They hold 0.17% of the total, 0.71% of the total Bitcoin supply, bringing their grand total up to over 150,000
So
Bitcoin.
they control 0.7% of the total supply?
They have 0.7% of total.
So let's think about this. How much is lost? It's upwards of, there's estimations of
1.5 million. Well, are you
there's-
counting Satoshi's wallet?
Yeah.
So I think
I think it was, I've heard estimates as high as 20%. I don't think that's realistic.
it's a lot.
They usually give a gauge, but I think realistically wouldn't be crazy to say 15% or loss.
About
Maybe
$2 to $3
12.
million.
It's probably closer to 12%, 12 to 15%. So if you were to count for that plus the amount that's not mined, that hasn't been released yet, he's definitely, I'd say, I would like to say 2%, man.
Are they
I don't know. That's my personal mathematics.
Are they overexposed? And do you like the fact that a company is like MicroStrategy is buying this much?
He's okay. At some point, Bitcoin's going to reach its all-time highs again, and that's going to be the floor, right? And we can all speculate how high the price will go. We can sit here and say, "Hey, Bitcoin will go to 100,000," but you honestly believe that at some point within the next 4 years, it's going to cross 60K and stay above it, right?
Hell yeah.
It's not going to go to 100K in a bull market and then dip back down to 20K,
No.
right? It's going to be 60K will probably be the floor at some point. You agree? And then it won't ever go under 60K. In the same way, it's never going to go under 6,000, right?
Right.
You're never going to see Bitcoin at 3,000. You're never going to see Bitcoin at 1,000. It's just there's too many people that are willing to buy. There's the psyche has evolved to say, hey, this is what it's worth, and I'm willing to pay whatever for it. And right now, 30K seems pretty strong. We can make an argument it could dip back down to 16 or 12 or something, but there's certain numbers that are just out of the reach. And I think at some point, 60K will be the new low, and anything lower than that will be out of reach. And so anyways, where I'm getting at is the man bought an average of $30,000 a coin, and at some point he's going to double up and be the smartest man in the room.
It's down to 28. It's down to 28,136.
Is that his average buy?
That is their average buy.
Well, I'm rounding up. So at some point it'll be 56,000, right?
Like,
that'll
he
be the
is
floor.
going to be sitting on so
And
much
he's
money.
gonna
It's
be
ridiculous, bro.
He's going to be hailed as an absolute genius. Now, the people in the crypto space understand that he has the alpha when it comes to crypto and investing in crypto, especially with a publicly traded company. But I mean, the dude's gonna be paraded around like an absolute genius,
bro.
When he's doubled up his treasury, and
so we did a video.
Not to mention if it gets up to 200,000, $250,000.
In my Bitcoin halving video, I said 150K is the floor for Bitcoin as far as the bear side of the next bull market highs. And if you take the amount of Bitcoin they hold times 150K, he'll be sitting on almost $23 billion worth of Bitcoin.
And the thing is he's gonna buy all the way up. He did not slow down during the last bull market. So bull market 2021, 2022. He was buying the whole way up and then the whole way down. And how much will he accumulate within the next year and a half? Oh, he's gonna buy another couple. I would say at least another $1 billion.
What do you think?
Right?
Do you think he has an end number in mind, like a quarter
No,
million
that
Bitcoin?
man just wants to collect as much as possible.
Do you think he wants to be like more than Satoshi's wallet?
I don't think that's possible mathematically. I'm just saying that, like, I don't think it's possible to get that much liquidity.
Yeah.
Because as you buy and collect, it becomes more scarce and the price goes up. So at some point it ends up getting out of your reach.
Speaking of buying, let's look at the crypto markets. Is it a good time to buy? We're going to bring our guest on here in a second. But first, coin market cap coming in at $1.17 trillion. Total market cap, Bitcoin dominance at 50.3. Ticking up slowly. Speaking of Bitcoin, we're at $30,197. Flat on the day. Flat on the week. And a little up on the hour. We'll get into the chart here in a second. But first, I want to share this as well. Bitcoin boosts crypto investment products to 199 million inflows after 9 weeks of outflows. Cryptocurrency investment products have seen a significant uptick as they record the largest single weekly inflow since July of last year, with close to 200 million being invested in these products in a correction of the prior 9 consecutive weeks, which saw outflows. Bitcoin saw the lion's share of inflows as exchange-traded products, which includes ETFs. Their trading volumes are 170% of the recorded average, totaling 2.5 billion. And again, leading the charge was Bitcoin. 188 million was added to its products last week. I'm going to stop there. We're going to bring our guest AJ on the show. Rocco, let's patch him in. What's up, AJ?
Hola, what's up, guys?
How you doing, man? Long time no see. How you been?
I've been good, man. Staying at it, staying busy as always. It's just one thing after another, but I enjoy the grind. This past couple of weeks has been a lot. I'm excited to get into like the real summer and get to enjoy some of that as well.
Bitcoin summer, baby. Now,
Bitcoin summer. Let's go.
Bitcoin's been over 30K for about a week and a half, 10 days or so.
Yep.
Call it 2 weeks, right? We saw finally trend broken, net inflows into the space. We saw ETF, BlackRock filed, Fidelity filed, BRICS. Like there's so many positive narratives on Bitcoin. What are the charts saying? And our thumbnail today was 35K. And maybe talk through this as you're showing us a chart. But
yeah,
what's more likely? Well, what is the chart say? Are we more likely to go down to retest 25K? Or are we more likely to get to 35K first? And what does the road to 35K look like?
Yeah, sure. Let me pull my chart up here. Toggle screen sharing, BTC, share. All right, can you see that?
Yep, we're good.
All right. So here we are. So here is 2023 with Bitcoin. And as you can see from the beginning of the year, we had that initial pump up, something like 43% in a month. January was awesome. And now here we're in this kind of like upward channel that we've been in all year. Even the times we've slowly bled down here and here, we technically have still been in an uptrend, right here when we were down like at the 24 level for the last time. A lot of people were saying that we were going to break structure. We were going back down to the CME gap. I I didn't know what to think, but I was still in my mind, I was thinking, well, technically, we're still in an uptrend. Like, we haven't broke structure. And until we break that structure, I'm not going to start looking at 20K until it is broken. And
AJ,
once again,
real quick. Are we in a bull market? Yes or no? Are we in a bull market?
Yeah, well, so technically, if you're going to say the bear market started at the day of the all-time high, if that is the level, if that is the mindset, the bear market started the day after all-time high, then yes, we are in a bull market.
That's right. You heard it here first, guys. We are in a bull market.
If that is the line of thinking, that's a very crucial caveat to that statement.
Okay.
So what we're looking at here with Bitcoin, I look at the 12-hour. This is looking at the 12-hour chart. For us to get to 25K from where we are in this uptrend would require us to break the structure of this ascending channel. So I would lean on the side of 35 before 25 with the hope that we don't break the structure. Because if we do break the structure, 25 is in the cards, and the structure has been legit since the beginning of this year. So, and if we break this structure and start putting in larger time frames, that would really be a bad look, considering we've been putting in macro higher highs and macro lower lows throughout the course of this year. So what I'm looking at right now, I mean, for 35K is not a relevant SR level to any sense of that imagination, other than the fact that it is a nice psychological round number, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm looking at right here with where we are in this moment of time, as you can see, we actually, if you look at the wicks right here, we have put in a higher high from the last time we were at this level in April. We technically did go higher. But I don't know how much that matters. But so if you look at this line that I have, this line right here, if we go back in time, this has been a somewhat of an important SR level from 21. It was the floor. It was the floor. It was the floor. It was the floor. Then they fought over this level here back in 22. A couple times it went back and forth. Not that. 1 second. Boom. And for the record, this exact level is basically the price where we are right now, 30,800 base. And what I'm looking at is that I hope, because that SR support resistance has been in play a couple times throughout the past couple of years. So if we can, if we retested this low, retested the channel, broke the SR, bullishly retested the SR and came up, there's your 35K. But it all requires us to bullishly retest the channel and then bullishly retest the SR. Those are the two requirements to get the 35K. But what I don't like about where we are is that if we get rejected from this SR and it remains to be the ceiling yet again, as you can see, 12-hour MACD cross here, coming down off the 80 on the RSI, coming down on the momentum oscillators, not into the negative money flow. But hopefully we hold the structure, and that's where I sit with it.
Awesome, man. AJ, every time you've come on our show, you've given us some alpha, bro. You've given us some alpha. Is there a trade setup you're looking at? Give us some juice, bro. Give us some juice.
Well, to be honest, lately I've been doing a lot of scalping. I actually have a new on Twitter. They have the Twitter communities. I have like a degen trading setups, community. It's actually really cool. There's like 160 some people in it. It's just fun to kind of bounce ideas off each other. It's not like pay to play or anything. It's just for fun. A couple of my friends posting setups. I'm posting setups. Some people I don't know have joined and have posted setups. So it's not like nothing legitimate or anything. It's just kind of for fun, bouncing ideas off each other. And in crypto, you want to have a network. You want to have a support group of people to run ideas off of. And that's what I've been using this group as, just for fun kind of thing. And with that, I've been posting some short setups in here. Basically, I'll show you what I'm looking at. Let me go back to that. I need to type in a different chart here, though.
Also, while AJ's doing that, guys, if you have a TA request, we might take one request from the community So throw an altcoin in there. You want some TA on, maybe some levels, or if you have a question about a token as far as the chart, throw it in there. If we have time, we might ask our friend AJ.
Sure. So this is AGIX Singularity Net. I really like trading AGIX because, when Bitcoin moves 1%, this coin will move 6 or 7. And a lot of people are scared of volatility, but when you get good at trading, you use that volatility to your advantage. This is the 12-hour chart here. As you can see, it is a little kind of downward, descending channel at the moment. Once again, on the 12-hour, we got that MACD cross under the MACD line going under the signal line, losing the 50 on the RSI, coming into the negative money flow on the market site for momentum oscillator. I mean, this looks like a short to me on a long-term time frame. If you kind of want to come into say the 4-hour chart and look at that, it is staying inside of this channel for now. I would like, honestly, to see this coin turn around, but this is kind of been a short that I've been playing with time and time again. Even if you come into the 90-minute chart, I mean, this thing, it looks like it could even break this channel that it's in here. It does have a little bit of bullish divergence forming if you look at this, and with the price being lower, and then lower, higher. So that's a kind of a case of bullish divergence. So I'm kind of really watching that to see if it turns around. If not, I will be shorting this, not in a trade with this coin right now. Another coin I've been giving a lot of attention to is Quant. I have a belief. I really like Quant for a long-term pick. If you kept up with me on Twitter at all, you would know that I really like Quant's tokenomics. Yep. It has less coin than Bitcoin. Basically, all the coins are in the supply. There's only a few left, and it's not going to make a difference when these get added in. If you're looking at the 4-hour chart here, actually, let me zoom back out before I zoom in. All right, so here's the 12-hour. Once again, fighting on the 50 line. We got the MACD about to cross. It's coming. We got it's looking bearish on the momentum oscillator. It gets rejected from the 200, retested 200 again right here. Estimated move EMA got rejected again, and I see Quant probably retesting the $100 level before it continues up. I mean, right around here. I mean, really, it would be retesting if it went to the bottom, 98, 97. But even if it's at 105 and it falls to 100, and you go with 5x leverage, that's like a 25% pickup right there. I completely see probably Quant retesting to 100. On the 2-hour chart here, look, it was fighting on the 50. If you watch the RSI, the 50 line is very important. Held the 50, held the 50, held the 50. Held the 50, lost the 50, went to retest, lost it again. And all the volume, as you can see, the order blocks from Luxalgo, 10% at that level, 52% at that level, 10% more at that level. This is a short. This is a short all day long.
Okay.
Boom.
All right, so I want to pick one token real quick. I know you got to go.
Sure.
Okay. Can we take a
look
look
all good.
at?
I'm not in a hurry.
Can we take a look at? Let me see. Someone in here put. Let's take a look at ICP. So Isaiah 216, sure. ICP. We know it. It had $700, I believe, when it first came out after the ICO. It's down to what, $5, $4 or $5, $6, something like that.
When you look at the supply, I did a price prediction department episode on ICP. And when you look at the supply, I mean, so much more has been added to the supply since its launch. It's basically impossible for ICP to get back to that kind of price level. I have to go back at my notes to see exactly what I picked for ICP. Actually, I can do that right now really fast. What was my pick for ICP? I do so many, I lose track. Price prediction department. One sec. ICP, I said 56 to 100, which is a really large range, but I said 56 to 100, but I'm really thinking 75. That was the gist of that video. So let me go back to interesting video if you haven't watched it.
So that's almost a 20x.
Yeah,
wow.
It all depends on how well they market with a coin like ICP. really fast. Before I do the TA, I'll zoom back out here. With a coin like ICP, it's like the tech is there. It's straight brilliant. They're basically, making a decentralized version of the internet. It is that simple. It's not like there's all this other stuff attached to it. That's what they're doing. They're rebuilding the internet in a decentralized manner to prevent censorship, to like have not one single point of failure. If you think of like the cloud services like Amazon and stuff, like they're all can have one point of failure. They're all controlled by one central whoever. You know what I'm saying? With ICP, it's decentralized across thousands and thousands of computers. And what I'm saying is that the tech isn't the issue with ICP. With ICP, it's the marketing. And that's why I gave such a large range on that price prediction. I really try to give a shorter range, but I gave a larger range because we know the tech is there. We know the use case is there, but how well is it going to get marketed? Like with my job at BitBoy Crypto, I research, so many coins, a lot of coins in the top 100. And when I do this research, I'm on the phone talking to people that work for coins inside the top 100. And for even coins inside the top 40, you'd be surprised how many of them have told me personally about their problem with marketing. So it's not about the tech, it's about the marketing. And that's why attention, the hype, you'll hear me say that a lot. It's very, very important. And if ICP markets well, they'll do great. So let's get back to the chart really quick here. So ICP, here's the 12-hour. Let me just look at this for a second. So right here, just off the rip, off the 12-hour, we're about to have a MACD cross, big deal. We're sitting on the 50 line on the RSI, actually a tad below it. Kind of looks like a short, even though a lot of volume is above the current price action. But right off the rip, I can already see that this level here is super important. It doesn't have to, even if it has a different, that's the gist of that level, even though it dipped further below a couple of times. But, right around 361 from where it is to 415. If we retested that level again from current price point, that's 12% range right there. Also, this level here is very important. I already have this line. This line was here when I brought the chart up. I know a lot of people are thinking my charts are really busy. That's because I'm running a complicated mix of EMAs, Market Cipher, Lux Algo, RSI, MACD. I'm actually not running a stochastic right now, but if I wanted to get into a trade, I would have a stochastic up as well. My charts are super busy, but it makes sense to me. And as long as you find what works good for you, you're going to do fine. But this level here, let me see the price of 481. So floor, ceiling, right? Let me get the, all right. So this is going to floor, ceiling, floor, lost it, and then didn't even come close to retesting it. So getting back above 481 is a really important level with ICP. And then this level here at the 361 important SR level. There is a lot of volume above where it is. If you look at the order blocks, for instance, we have 28%, 19%, 26%. I'm pretty sure that one says 11%. So a lot of the volume is actually above where it's at, but everything about all the indicators, the confluence amongst the indicators is all pointing negative, at least on the 12-hour at the moment. So I wouldn't be surprised if it retested, like I said, that 11% down to 361. And hopefully if it did something like, if it could retest and not lose that level, that would be really important, because this resistance line has been in play, since December. So going below this is really bad in terms of structure for ICP. But if we could retest it and then start putting in higher highs and higher lows on large time frames, that's obviously always the best case scenario, considering we've been in a downtrend since right here. If we just kind of if we just draw this line like that, it doesn't have to be perfect, but as you can see, like, we're in a clear downtrend since the end of February. So this thing really needs to get above those important SR levels and turn around to get above water.
Awesome, man.
So there you go.
AJ, always bringing the good stuff, man. We appreciate you. Guys, if you want more AJ, go follow him on Twitter at AJ Writes Crypto. And so
Hey.
you've grown your Twitter following pretty fast, my friend. You do, AJ. You know, every channel, every team, it comes down to the research. It comes down to the hours put in. AJ puts a lot of time into research, a lot of hours in, and you could tell by you know how you speak on things. And so, AJ, we appreciate you, and we definitely look forward to having you on the show again, my friend.
Thanks, man. I always love to talk to you guys. You guys are like my favorite people in crypto. Ben says the same thing. And if Ben and I agree on something, it's probably true because we don't always agree on everything.
You know what?
But shout out
We're
to
loved,
Ben.
we're hated,
Shout out
but-
to Ben Coin.
Ben
Squad.
Coin. Oh, that's right. Ben Coin. That's right. Okay. Why are you wearing a
But
hoodie? It's
appreciate
summer,
you guys. Well, I'm not going to wear not merch
Bitcoin,
on a channel.
like tank top or something, bro.
Yeah, show the muscles off.
I
you know?
have one. Oh, come on. I need to hit the gym. I've been looking at too many charts, bro.
Hey,
Well, look at the charts in the gym, bro. Flex
No.
chart. Flex chart.
Oh,
right,
man.
bro.
You guys
Thank
are
you,
fun.
man.
Have a good rest of your show. Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks,
Hit me
all
up
right,
for a
brother.
date. I'll come on sometime next month, too.
100%, brother.
100%.
Looking forward to it. Take care.
All right. Bless. Later.
All right.
I swear to God, I go to the gym every day and I look at charts in between my sets.
Yeah, but you don't.
I don't trade though.
Yeah,
but,
his setup.
but-
You got it. You can't.
But
do it on
I am
the phone.
definitely like, oh dang! I'm like, this one's a big move.
Wow. Just take a quick peek at the crypto bubbles. What the rest of the market's doing. Everything's in the red, with the exception of FTT, BitGet token, and BitDAO. Over the and some of the biggest losers. XRD Radix is down 27.9%. Pulse Chain, Conflux, Mana, everything is in the red. You know what else is in the red?
It is our like ratio.
Wow.
That
That is true.
That is definitely in the red. So still less than 50% like ratio here from the chat. So I call on you, Mr. and Mrs. Viewer. Yes, you.
Or whatever you identify as.
Please. Button. Hit it. Also, if you're new here, say hello so we can drop an hola back at you. We do have a few new people. And we got TJ Williams, Bobby Abs, Jeremy K, AI Daily Answers, Isaiah 216, and also Jeremy Lay. So we got two Jeremys up in here. So to all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. Also James A in here last minute.
Robin, yesterday we talked about Azuki, 2 ETH, new project. Well, it minted, and there's a lot of controversy around it. And, someone,
What's the controversy?
well, by the name of K Money on Twitter, actually put out a video that pretty much summarizes what happened. And, well, here you go.
All right, team, it's that time of the year where we release our NFTs utility, throwing a club party and releasing more NFTs. Yo, Z, how can we make money off of this one since Beans is a free airdrop? I think we can mint 10K of them for 2 ETH each and then give the other 10K as an airdrop to our Zuki holders. 2 ETH? In this market? Don't worry, our holders will probably still be drunk from the Vegas event, so I don't really think they'll care. True, but what about Beans? We should probably do some sort of lottery mechanism so they don't get completely f***ed out of the mint, right? No. Let's airdrop 10K to Azuki holders, then give Azuki holders the opportunity to mint an additional one for the low price of 2 ETH. Then, I don't know, the 1,000 or so remaining, the Beans holders can just fight amongst each other for those. Ikuzo. And to ensure that we maximize anxiety and FOMO, we'll do the whole thing in 10-minute windows. Gas will be optimized though. There is one more thing. Let's run the same fucking art bag. Let's fucking go. It's time to onboard. $40 million. Check our wallet.
That's literally what happened.
It's the thing is what astonishes me is that you're gonna charge damn near $4,000 for one NFT, and the art is the same as before.
Literally.
That's crazy, man.
Well, actually, the one on the right got their hair done. Okay.
Like, and I saw no shortage of comparison ones. I don't have them pulled up, but
Here's the thing, too, though.
They're-
There were duplicates, the same one. These, look at the number. Elemental 5613, Elemental 16,580. They're exactly the same. Now, to be fair, The team came out and said there was an issue with the metadata with the smart contract, and they're fixing it. But man, if you're gonna charge 2 ETH, like bro, you've already made a crap load of money on Azukis. That thing was at a 16 ETH floor, dropped down to under 9 ETH, under 10 ETH. So we know you got money. Your trading volume is over 500,000 Ethereum. So multiply that by 2 to 5%, depending on the royalty. You got money. You got money. So why is there any hiccups or issues? And like Rob said, there has been a lot of negativity around it from the community. This is from Cirrus NFT. Azuki and Elemental is bouncing pretty hard off this announcement. So this is someone from the Azuki team in Discord said, hey, all, we heard about all the feedback loud and clear. We are in the office. Everyone is formulating what is needed next. You can expect a statement and next steps later tonight. We know that the next step is very important and we want to do it right. We understand that the feelings and frustrations, we are going to keep fighting for the garden, for this brand and the amazing community. And Azuki came out with an official statement. It's always both challenging and exciting opening up the gate to the garden. It's time we missed the mark this time. We hear you. The mint process was hectic. The profile pictures feel similar and even worse, dilutive to Azuki. So talking about our goal with the Elemental drop was to grow the ecosystem, give people an entry into Azukis. The Azuki ecosystem, we can't spend 16 ETH on original one. You can spend 2 ETH on the...
Where did the floor price move for the originals?
16 under 9. 16 ETH to under 9 ETH.
Yeah. You think it ever gets back to 16?
I think so.
I don't think so, man. I honestly don't think so. I think that there's going to be new projects that come out that would take the new...
Yeah, it's under 9 again.
Yeah, I think moves like this, it
permanently damages your brand. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and I'm not saying that if an NFT's floor price drops, it can never come back. But it's just like an altcoin where from its all-time high, when it loses a major support level and it dramatically falls, it's probably not going to reclaim that until the next bull market. And if you look at the next bull market and there's really nothing that differentiates you from the competition, and the competition's new and exciting and has new features, I'm telling you, the NFT ecosystem is going to absolutely evolve. And so what we have now in this JPEG version, it's going to be so much more than that. And real utility, perhaps a real ecosystem, and not just, hey, we're going to open up the garden and put more JPEGs in there. I mean, I can only speculate on what this ecosystem will look like, NFT space, but it's going to be more than pictures, man. It's like looking at Web 1 where you couldn't interact with websites. All you could do was look at it like a billboard, because that's what the first websites look like. You just type in the website and then you can just scroll down and see what they have. Not much was clickable, and that was essentially it. And now we know where internet ended up evolving to. So I think NFTs are the same right now. We're looking at them, and I think in 5-10 years from now, we're like, remember when NFTs were just a picture? Like, that's funny.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's going to evolve. So I think certain companies will evolve themselves, but then there's other companies that I just don't think they're.
Speaking of companies fumbling, we discussed Prime Trust, the custodian that apparently lost their private keys. Well, we have some more context. This was tweeted by Tier 10K. FID alleged Prime Trust lost access to their wallet in 2021 and used customer assets to buy back crypto. So just some context here. So Prime Trust migrated to Fireblocks in 2020. So number 7, in 2020, after the migration of Fireblocks was completed, Prime came under new management. When the new management came to Prime, they were purportedly informed by prior management that all the crypto assets were maintained and accessible in the Fireblocks platform. Then, in January of 2021, Prime reintroduced specific legacy wallet forwarding addresses to customers. It is understood Prime did so because of hesitations associated with creating new wallets within the Fireblocks platform. Prime believed that these legacy wallets existed on Fireblocks or were configured. However, on or about December of 2021, Prime discovered that it was unable to access those legacy wallets. So, Prime comes under new management. So 2020 migration happens to Fireblocks. Also, that same year, Prime Trust changes ownership or management. The new management comes in. The old one says, hey, yeah, everything's on Fireblocks. And then when they go to access it, it's not there. That kind of makes more sense. So, what are your thoughts on that, Rob?
So this is just more expanding on what we already
Give
know.
me more context. What happened? Because we were like, how does that even happen? Does someone run off with the money?
Well, have they come out and said they lost the seed phrase?
I mean, this is an actual.
I mean, is it in there written like that, or is it because we're still
not
we're
that they
still
lost seed phrase, but that they don't have access to those funds anymore.
Well, I mean, you have the seed phrase. You
so
got
how
access,
else
right?
would you not exactly?
Yeah.
How else would you
so
not?
if you got the seed phrase, you have access.
Yeah.
That's where it boils down to. So they just straight up lost the seed phrase,
Or it was never given to them by prior management when everything was rolled over. Something happened, but what I think people are upset about, and what is kind of criminal, is you knew it happened in 2021, then you continue to take customer assets in to buy and fill that gap of that 80 some odd $1 million of customer funds you were holding, never said anything to anyone, and here we are today.
I'm just curious. If you were running a company and you lost this, you're in the middle of a bull market, money's just pouring in. If you lost the seed phrase and you're like, what?
That's unethical, man. I'm just saying.
And you say you wouldn't do it. I mean, I wouldn't.
Here's the thing, like
I mean, here's the thing. I always
these companies
I always,
have insurance. You know what I'm saying?
Insurance ain't gonna cover that. You go under. Like at that point, it's basically like that's a oops to the level that there's no insurance that covers that. In the same way, you can't operate a $10 billion company and take an insurance out that, hey, if we go under, can you insure us that we get? No, there's no insurance that covers that. Like, it just doesn't exist.
Either way, some context. Like I said, we talked about this more in depth yesterday, but we were asking how the hell does this happen? Maybe there was a fumble in the transition of management. Maybe management took it. I don't know. All I know is
it could. I mean, they could have also theoretically sent the Bitcoin to a non-Bitcoin wallet address. That is another way of.
Come on.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that no. If they haven't came out and said they lost the seed phrase, but the money's not there, and they're not pointing the finger if somebody stole it, I'm just saying that is another avenue. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm trying to figure out what the hell did you do with the Bitcoin, man? Nobody stole it. So you either lost the seed phrase or you sent it to the wrong address and it's gone.
It's gone.
And even here's the thing. Let's just hypothetically think. You sent it to the wrong Bitcoin address that you don't have any access to. Like, it's not yours. And you don't know who the owner is. Like if we sent, here's a good way of thinking about it. If we sent one Bitcoin to Satoshi's wallet, it never comes back, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And so if there was any wallet address that was in some history that they sent it to that they don't have access to or nobody has access to, it's gone as well. So
I don't buy that, Rob.
no,
I mean, I understand
I
it's
don't buy it either.
I get
But I'm
it's
just
plausible.
saying that if they're hesitant on coming out and saying they lost the seed phrase,
It's because it's flat out embarrassing. It is embarrassing. That is your one job.
It's also embarrassing. To
It's
send it to
like
the wrong
a
place.
surgeon's supposed to do heart surgery and like, yeah, I don't know how to do this. Like, what? It's your job.
I lost the art.
I lost my scalpel. I lost, like, no, that's not how it works.
I can find the operating room.
So, Rob,
Yes.
Bitcoin ETF race gets hotter as ARK Invest adds the same exact surveillance agreement to their application that BlackRock has. So ARK Investment Management has amended its spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund, also known as an ETF, application with the SEC, making it similar to BlackRock's recent filing. The amendments include a surveillance sharing agreement with the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, futures market, and crypto exchange, which they are saying will most likely be Coinbase. ARK's filing update puts it ahead of its competitors. This is a tweet by Eric Balchunas. We had his colleague James Seyfert on our show on Friday, and this is what he has highlighted. The exchange is expecting to enter into a surveillance sharing agreement with an operator of U.S.-based spot trading platform for Bitcoin, spot market platforms, and other surveillance sharing agreements. So let me ask you this question. Okay, so we know the SEC can't just leapfrog ARK if the application is essentially the same, unless they can point to something and say no, and then point to BlackRock and say yes. Here's the question I want to ask you: is this thing is due? An answer is due by August 13th on ARK. Okay. If ARK gets approved, is BlackRock immediately approved? How do you see this playing out, Robin?
Yeah. Answer to your question is yes.
So
and it's simply because you can't have one ETF provider just capitalize the whole market. It's not fair. And yeah, and you can sit here and say it's not fair because we know that the SEC doesn't care about fairness. And anyways, if you look at history, that's exactly what has happened before. You pass an ETF for a new product. There's usually a host of different providers that are also approved at the same time within 24 or 48 hours. So, yeah.
So technically, we can see an approval of a spot ETF on August 13th.
Yeah, I mean, we could see one tomorrow. Technically, they don't have to wait to the deadline. Now they have historically once again waited to the deadline, but yeah, I think what was it? What was the date? August what?
13th.
So August 13th. I think that's a day we should definitely keep circled on the calendar because I don't know. I think if it passes, it's probably gonna pass then, right?
Or they can extend it, or they can ask for more.
Or that's not the final extension on that one?
I don't believe so. I think that's the first approve, deny, or
no. This is the ARK proposed theirs a while ago.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're at their last one. So
it is. We're just trying to figure out, is that the final? Yeah, while Rob's looking that up, so I did close the poll. What comes first for Bitcoin, 35K or 25K? And it looks like 65% of you think 35K comes first, and 34% of you think 25K comes first. Robin, where do you cast your vote here? Are you 35K comes first or 25K comes first?
I think we get a pullback. I think we do lose 30K support, in my opinion. I don't think we go as far down as 25. I think that we dip down to 27, 28, and then from there we chop around with the resistance, which would be 30K. Then we'll break above it, and then head up to 35. That's my opinion.
So I think we're gonna go down to 25K first. I think we have a lot of things happening. Jerome Powell's gonna speak. There's already chatter about another rate hike in July. The economy, you can argue, is starting to contract at a faster rate, right? So a lot of bullish sentiment recently. 30K has been holding. Speculation. I feel like one small bad news or Jerome Powell says something or the markets overreact. I think we can go down to 25K. I hope I'm wrong, but if I'm right, guess what? 25K, I'm buying more Bitcoin. All right, let's move on to interesting piece of news. The EU's controversial smart contract kill switch rules have been finalized by negotiators. Source from CoinDesk. Legislative negotiators from the EU have agreed on new rules known as the Data Act after the Web3 community raised fears that its provisions on smart contracts could kill the sector. While no final legal draft of the bill has yet been released, negotiators have told CoinDesk that the text on smart contracts was tightened up from original plans, which are intended to give people more rights over any data produced about them. It's funny that they care so much about data produced on us on the blockchain, but could care less when it's happening with the big firms, the big tech companies, social media companies, and all that. This is a quote. With the adjustments made to the text, we are no longer addressing smart contracts in general, but make the regulations applicable specifically to the execution of contractual clauses in the context of data sharing, said Damien Boslager, a lawmaker who led negotiations for the EU grouping. That suggests some improvements to a proposal the European Commission made in 2022, which said automated programs linked to the exchange of data should include kill switches that allow them to be safely terminated. So essentially what this boils down to, they were trying to pass a law that would allow someone to null and void a smart contract. I don't know. It's kind of scary to me, right?
It doesn't sound like a smart contract. It sounds like a dumb contract.
I agree.
No, it's...
Why? Stop trying to control everything. There's a reason it came to fruition. There's a reason it's been successful.
Here's the thing. You can't control decentralization. Right?
They're trying to.
No, but you know what you can do? Theoretically, if you wanted to have control, you didn't want to mess with decentralization, you didn't want to have overreach, you could build, and this is the EU, right?
Correct.
So you could build on the Ethereum network, right? You could offer whatever concerns you have. Now, let's say it's the movement of identification, right? So let's just say, hey, I want to put my ID for my French driver's license. I want to put that on the blockchain, right? And you can go through the verification processes, but you can have this all done on a smart contract to be verified. And then in that contract, the EU could write, hey, we're going to validate ourselves if that is the correct identification. And if it is not, we can terminate it. And so if they had a hand in making the smart contract and it was tied to their organization or their product, then I think that's fine, right? I think that if I have a passport, I have an ID, I have a car title. Let's just say that the car title, I have a car title and I say, hey, I'm putting my car title on here. It's registered with the state of Nevada. I would be okay with the state of Nevada putting a provision in there that says, hey, if you don't reach the criteria that says you're registered in the state of Nevada, the smart contract is null and void. And then they could automate just into that system. But now where the problem is if there's a kill switch put into every smart contract, or if they're not on a decentralized chain, let's just say they're using a layer one that's more centralized, has more control, and then there's control to kill the contract in the code, but we don't know about it. But there's like a backdoor for politicians and policymakers. I think that's what kind of scares me. So
I just don't trust, right? You give them that power, bro, right?
Yeah, here's the thing. If you said, hey, you give somebody the power to approve and deny, or you give somebody the power to terminate your smart contract if your ID is not correct, then at some point you could act against the government and they could revoke your driving privileges, for example, and then just terminate your smart contract, and all of a sudden you can't access your ID. So that's always going to be there. I'm just saying that if you're going to have control of a smart contract from a government, I think it should be used only for government services.
Should.
Now, and even then, it's still a tool for control.
Yeah.
Because if you can control somebody's ID, Hey, all they got to say is like, hey, you didn't pay your taxes, you're gonna lose your driver's license, and that's not anything weird that happens here in the States. It's like, hey, you don't pay your speeding ticket, you lose your driver's license. And if it's done digitally and it's on a decentralized network, I'm pretty sure that the courts would have an issue. Like, hey, we can't suspend his driver's license because it's on a damn blockchain that we can't control. And so it kind of makes sense that they would want that control. Now, whether or not we give it to them or blockchains do, maybe, I don't know.
Don't do it. Don't do it. But what you should do is visit BlueWireTech.com. They are our channel sponsor of today's show. If you run a business, you need help with IT or networking, go to their website. Also, speaking of websites, go to Twitter.com and follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, everything. If you want to support the channel, there's plenty of ways to do so. Just check the links in the description of this video. Robin, any parting olas or oladioses or thoughts that you'd like to share?
No, man, not a lot of new people today, so I'll just leave it at that. Yeah.
Rocco? Yes. I like your shirt.
Thank you.
Is that like Ethereum, like Nintendo style?
Yes. I have an Cardano too.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's coming in different style.
Guys, if you want the hottest merch in the space, visit inandoutcrypto.com. If you're a well member, you get 10% off. And with that being said, Rocco? Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to come back tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a daily live show. Huge thank you to all the mods. Huge thank you to all of you. On behalf of myself, Robin and Rocco, we love you guys. Until next time.
Sin City, crypto. Everybody know what we here for. Entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in. For big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I spit the game, but they gave it. Named according to your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy the dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming hola, till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger turn